Welcome to this video where we'll be showing you Fluvi's inventory demand calculation feature. So to access this page, you'll need a Fluvi account and then you'll need to log into your dashboard, head over to Tools and Inventory Planner. And then this is the page that you will see in front of you. To begin, select one of your products from the drop-down list over here. And once the product's data has loaded, we see that we have data looking 12 months ahead in time and also data going back 12 months in time, actually 18 months if we include numbers here in the growth window. Now, this feature is meant to tell you how many units you're expected to sell every single month 12 months ahead. So we're showing you both month over month, but also the total number here in the line below. We're looking at, to get the number forecasted, we're looking at both seasonality and trend. So to get the seasonality, what we do first is to compare the current month or the month ahead with the same month 12 months ago. That's the seasonality factor. And to get the trend, we're looking at your previous 6 months of sales. So again, if we are to calculate October's number, we'll be looking at September, August, July, June, May, and April, and we'll compare these past 6 months with the same 6 months a year ago. So again, 2025's last 6 months to 2024's 6 months. So if we're selling more in 2025 than we did in 2024, we have a positive trend. We have a positive growth modifier, which would be above 1. If we're selling fewer units in 2025 than we did in 2024, we would have a negative growth modifier, a growth modifier that is below 1.0, such as in this case. If we were to add together all of these units and all of these units separately, we would see that these units here, the number of these units would be higher than the number of these units, which is why our growth modifier is below 1.0, which indicates a negative trend, that we're selling fewer units in 2025 than we were in 2024. If the growth modifier would have been 1.0, it would tell us that we're selling the exact same number of units this year in 2025 as we did in 2024. If the growth modifier is above 1, so let's say 1.1, it tells us that we have a positive trend. We're selling 10% more units in 2025 than we did in 2024 if the growth modifier would be above 1. In this case, again, the growth modifier is 0.83, which tells us that we are selling 17% fewer units in 2025 than we did in 2024. Now, so to look ahead, to get your forecasted inventory demand ahead in time, let's take October as an example. We're looking first of all at October of last year, and then we multiply this number with the trend, with the growth modifier, which again is negative, below 1.0 in this case. So 168 units multiplied by 0.83 gives us the future inventory demand of 140 units. That's how we get your future inventory demand. Let's take another product as an example. So if we select this one over here, we see that the growth modifier is well above 1. It's actually 1.615. This tells us that we have a positive trend. We're selling 61.5% more units the last 6 months than we did the same 6 months a year ago. And we can confirm this by clicking on the modifier and looking at the last 6 months a year ago. So March to August, if we compare March to August of 2024 to March to August of 2025, we see that in 2024 we sold significantly fewer units than we did over here in 2025. So again, the modifier tells us if we're selling more units this year than last year. If it's above 1.0, it tells us that we have a positive trend. We're selling more in 2025 than we did in 2024. Now that we know the trend, again, we take that number, multiply it by the number of units sold the previous year, and that's how we get the number of units we're expected to sell this year. And this is modifiable. So if you're unhappy with this estimate, you can always change it. If you think you'll be selling more units, let's say that you think you'll be selling twice as many units the coming months ahead than you did back in time, you simply adjust this number to 2, which is 200%. We're selling twice as many units this year as last year. We'd calculate, and then the numbers will adjust accordingly. If you perhaps think that you'll be selling the exact same numbers over the coming months as you did previously back in time, you change this to 1, hit enter, hit recalculate, and then we'll see that both the bars and the numbers adjust accordingly. And we'll have the same number in October, November, December, the coming months, as we did the same months a year ago. If we want to restore back the value that Fluvi calculated, simply hit the calculator button, and then hit recalculate, and then the numbers adjust accordingly. Another thing you can adjust is the number that we should look at in the calculation. So let's say that in October of 2024 you sold 50 units through a lightning deal, and you don't want to include those 50 units in this calculation. Then in this field, in the units sold field, you can simply remove those 50 units by typing -50. Hit enter, you'll see the bar adjust, and then hit calculate, and then you see the numbers adjust as well. Or another example, if you're selling this product on a different platform, let's say your Shopify store, and you want to include those numbers, let's say that you sold 100 units on your Shopify store in November, and you want to have those units included in this calculation, type that number here, hit enter, the bar will adjust, you hit calculate, and then the numbers will adjust as well. So again, you can both enter negative numbers and positive numbers in this unit sold field, which is your way of, again, being able to make this calculation as precise as possible. So again, you can enter any type of number here. It could be, again, units. So you can remove units if you had a campaign that you don't think is representative. Or you can add units if you sold units through other channels. Another example would be if you ran out of stock. So let's say that in November we were out of stock for a couple of days and we missed on 50 units in sales, let's say. Then you would add 50 numbers, hit enter, hit recalculate, and again you'll see the numbers adjust pretty much instantly. So this is how the inventory planning feature works. Another thing to keep in mind is that you can add any number of products here. So if you click on another product, we'll add those units as well into this calculation. And this is useful if you're selling the same product in different marketplaces. So let's say that you're selling these two products, one in US, one in Canada. It's the exact same product, and you're planning a new purchase from your manufacturer, and you want to get the total number of units sold in both of these marketplaces. Then this is how you would go on doing that. Simply go to filters, select the marketplaces where you want us to pull the product data from, and then you'll see the products in the list. You can also search for it. Make sure to click on it so it gets added to your bar here, and then we'll again aggregate or add together the number of units sold for these two products to get this calculation. If we just work with one product, let's make this example easy. We're just working with this one product. We get the number down here. So the estimated inventory demand, the cumulative inventory demand, I should say, ahead in time. So until the end of December, we're expected to sell 2,143 units. Now, if we're planning a purchase, we can simply copy paste this number, go to actions, click create new batch, and add that number here in our purchase order. Now, Fluvi will also tell you how many units you currently have. Sorry about that. How many units you currently have at your in your FBA warehouse, and also if you have any 3PL warehouse where you have units, we show that as well. So then we have the FBA plus the 3PL, and then we have the total units of 2,749 units in stock. Fluvi also tells you how many days this stock is expected to last for, which would be 153 in this case, and the same number is shown here. So if we have then 153 days of units in stock, and then we add 2,143 units to our purchase, Fluvi tells us that again our current inventory will last us 153 days, and these additional units will last us another 94 days ahead in time. And you can adjust this as you see fit. So let's say that you only want to order units for 50 days ahead. You change this number to reflect that wish. So I guess it will be around 1,700, 1,150 perhaps, 1,140 or even 30 or perhaps 20. There we go. So here we have again 1,140. Fluvi tells us that these units will last us an additional 50 days in addition to again the units we already have available or in storage. Again, once you find number of units that you're happy with, looking at the number of days ahead, you hit save and this gets added to purchase order. You can download the PDF, send to your manufacturer, and you find all of your purchases over on the batches page. Purchase orders we call batches here. Two terms, same meaning. So this is again how our inventory planning feature works. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at support@fluvi.com. If you want to try this, you can always sign up for a free trial through fluvi.com and then head over to -fluvi.com, log in, head to Tools and Inventory Planner, and this is where you will find the inventory planning feature. I hope this has been a explanatory video. And again, if you have any further questions, we're happy to hear from you. Simply email us at support@fluvi.com. Thank you very much.